Want the thrills without the bills? Well, I bet you do. Cars are only getting more expensive now, so you better get one soon. Sports cars for under $20,000, yeah! Alright, first up we got the Miata ND, the most recent Miata that came out. So the Miata ND comes with a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine that makes a whopping 184 horsepower. You might even be able to be a Prius without engine. That's kind of crazy. No, but seriously, you're not supposed to win any races with the Miata. That's not the point of that car. It's a light, fun, reliable, and low-cost sports car that you can take to the canyons, curve up the roads, maybe even swing that rear end out, right? For under $20,000, that's not a bad deal. They're moddable. You can do a ton of stuff to them. There's a lot of aftermarket support, and they don't look too bad either, especially these new generations. I kind of like them. Maybe I'm crazy. Call me crazy, but I kind of like them.
Honda S2000.
You get a 2.2-liter inline-4 that makes 240 horsepower to the rear wheels again, and it's a Honda. So if you ask me, if you can find one of them, they're a little bit harder to find than the Miata. They're the better buy because you get a faster car that is even lighter, and it's a Honda. So if you throw a turbo on it, it's gonna handle that power like no problem. It's like nobody's business. Are you kidding me? And guess what? They're a classic. They're a legend. I've even seen a grandma driving one of them. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I think it means you need to get a S2000. Because of how this car was designed, it has a near perfect weight distribution from front to back. So not only is it rear wheel drive, but it is exceptionally well handling with rear wheel drive. So when you go and kick that rear end out, you're just having fun for days until you run out of tire tread. Then you're gonna run out of money because you gotta buy new tires. So is it really fun? I don't know. They made the S2000 to celebrate Honda's 50th year anniversary, so nonetheless, it is a crazy special car to Honda and everyone that loves them. And you know what's even better about this engine? It goes all the way up to freaking 9,000 RPMs. That's where the real fun starts happening, yo. Speaking of fun, next up is the Nissan 370Z. So when it comes to this 370, there are two different models in particular that you need to look out for. The Standard and the Nismo. If you can get your hands on the Nismo, you're lucky because you're gonna get 18 more horsepower, better suspension, brakes, and bucket seats. It's a pretty good bang for your buck. But they're harder to find with low miles on them. They both come with a 3.7-liter V6, whereas the Nismo comes with 350 horsepower and the Non comes with 332. So you are gaining a little bit with the Nismo. The way I look at the 370Z is you're getting low cost power. It's basically a grown-up Miata that likes to burn a ton of oil. Yeah, have you ever heard of that? If you have a 370Z, you better be carrying a few extra quarts of oil in the back seat. Oh wait, it doesn't have one, so it'd be in the trunk. Even better. The VQ that they put in these things may sound like a trombone, but it's a pretty cool power plant. It's fun, it's torquey, it's fast, and it's reliable enough until you try to turbocharge it. The 370Z platform is excellent for drifting. A lot of people will use these cars in events like Formula Drift. You might see them all over the place. And that's just because they have really nice weight distribution and even power outputs. And guess what? If you put an LS in it or something like that, it's even better. Even better! So for the price point, that just might be the best all-around car you can get for your money. But guess what? I got more for you, folks. Let's take a look. Hey, what's up? Can you subscribe for me, please? I mean, look at these numbers. This is catastrophic. It should not be this low. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Now this next one is kind of competing with the 370Z. It's the Genesis Coupe. Coupe. Cupertino Duperdino. Let's just stick with coupe. It comes with a 3.8-liter V6 engine that pumps out 348 horsepower. Pretty good for the price. They do look pretty good. If you see them on the road, they don't really look like a lot of other cars, so they have a unique styling. So that's extra bonus points from your boy. Cha-ching! because not a lot of them were sold, some might say, they are at a discounted price. If you look at them, they're $10, $15, sometimes $20,000, but they are a bargain of a car for what you get. Alright. Let's talk about probably the most popular sports car at this price point, the Trio, the FRS, the BRZ, and the Toyota 86. Okay. Came with a 2-liter 4-cylinder. It made 200 horsepower. It was rear-wheel drive. It's somewhat reliable, and it's at an affordable price. The Trio still has their spot. They look nice, especially if you lower them, put them on some nice wheels. There's a ton of aftermarket support for these cars. And guess what? You get a boxer engine that sounds like this. This car was manufactured between Subaru and Toyota. Subaru made the engine, Toyota pretty much did everything else. So it was a 2+2 manufactured car. Multiple companies came together to produce this cool car. And guess what? It even has Prius tires from factory. That's kind of weird. I don't know, maybe they did that to give you better gas mileage? I don't know. Now, let's talk about the C6 Corvette. You can either get the LS3, which makes 430 horsepower, or if you step up to the Z06 or ZR1, if you can find one, you're gonna get a crazy LS7, baby. And you make 460 horsepower. And guess what? If you buy one, it's probably a one of one, because they all seem to be. Every guy that owns a Corvette, have you ever heard them say it's not a 101 or 102 or 3? They all seem to have a special paint color with special wheels with a special package from a special year. Well, which ones aren't the special ones? And guess what? If you can find a ZR1 Corvette, that car in 2009 was the first Corvette production car that went over 200 miles an hour. That's like really fast, okay? Like, that's kind of scary to think about owning a car that can go that fast. This car has very oftenly been called an American supercar. So for under $20,000, when you can find them at that price point, that's remarkable if you ask me. I mean, you're practically getting a Ferrari made in America. That's what it was meant to compete with, was Ferraris. You're getting that within a hardy American V8 engine. I mean, why wouldn't you want one of these? They are nutso for the price-o. You should get one. All right, next up, we got the Mercedes SLK 350 or the 55 AMG. The 350 model comes with a 3.5-liter V6 that makes 306 horsepower. Not bad at all, pretty respectable. If you go with the AMG 5.5-liter V8, you're gonna get 355 horsepower, and it sounds like a V8. If I was to purchase one of them for this price point, I'd probably just go with the 350, because when you step up to that AMG level, the price to fix those things basically triples. It's not cheap at all. So for only 50 or so more horsepower, that's not that good of a deal. You get some other things like styling upgrades, bigger brakes, suspension, stuff like that. But in reality, you can do all that yourself. What the SLK Mercedes is giving you is a blend of reliability, luxury, and fun, just pure performance. And it's a roadster. I mean, it's not that bad of a car if you ask me. You get that folding top. Sun, right? You know what I'm talking about. Going down California roads, sun's out, yeah. Considering the average price of a new car in 2024 is 47,000 buckaroos, well, you can get any of these cars on this list for under 20,000 bucks. That's not bad. That's still expensive, but that's not bad for what you get. Any of them, good deal if you ask me. Big T approved. At the end of the day, as long as you're happy in the right car that makes sense for you, that's all that matters, yo. Right? You feel me? Alright, I'm gonna go run some errands. I gotta clean my house. It's my day off. I'm gonna enjoy it. Peace.